Happy time zones, everybody. Welcome to Chapter 7 of VTM Mysteries. Let us meet our vampires.
I'm Kat and I play Rave.
Hi, I'm Sage and I play Nate Thomas.
And I'm Sako Tumi and I play Diane.
And I'm Jayce Maxwell, the Storyteller. We left off last week mid-scene where Venus had just used power to make the entire group worship her. Not just the three vampires you see on the screen, but also Pan and Elizabeth. Just a reminder that as to Rudy, the only one present that remembers he was even there is Nate. All right. And just more housekeeping. We have, as you see, Jinne is not here this week. Hopefully next week, the things that she has to deal with in the real world will have released her from their grasp, and she will be able to enjoy the finer things like gaming again. And also our special guest, Dahlia, could not make it this week after all because she had a family thing that took her attention. Basically took her computer and internet for this session, which she did not know about last week. It was a surprise to her. So we shall commence with the game as we are. So Venus is regarding the five of you. And she's just like, you guys, you seem like you know more about me, about what happened to me, than what Mr. Garland told me.
We might have some theories.
I would love to hear them.
See, not to talk out of turn or anything, but you have not exactly been the friendliest. So...
right now she is super friendly to you.
Yeah, but I remember that she wasn't. Because I was unaffected by her spell.
The first spell, the forgetfulness spell.
Yes, I still remember.
The Majesty spell, however, the one where you think she is the greatest thing ever, is in full effect.
Right, but that doesn't mean that
that's not going to override my suspicion of her. Nate holds a grudge.
Venus cocks her head and is like, how about a peace treaty?
I might be amenable to that.
I would like to know more about myself. If the rest of you are willing to have me around for a little bit.
Do we have time for this, Nate?
I mean, look, Rudy is long gone. We don't know where he went. We're not going to catch up to him. That is a cold ass lead.
Rudy was here? Question mark? Because I don't remember that.
Okay, you just need to trust me. Rudy was here.
Spray painted on the back wall. Rudy was here.
WUZ.
Yep.
Mhm. He was here. He is no longer here. And our delightful friend has prevented us from leaving long enough that we no longer have any chance of catching him. And without any clues to his whereabouts, that's a thread that we just can't follow at this point.
At those words that she has prevented you from following Rudy, she shakes her head like she's snapping out of something. She's like, oh my God. I'm so sorry.
You're right there?
He gave me an order and I could not stop myself. And I had to hold you until he could get away. And now that he has gotten away, I don't need to hold you anymore. But I please, 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 can you help me learn about myself?
We don't know what that means.
Whatever
can
happened to
try.
me, whatever he did to me, I want to know. I'm terrified.
That is a fair reaction, honestly. Unfortunately, I don't have answers for you. Not right now, anyway.
And Elizabeth goes, this is great, though. She wants to know, and Philippe wants us to have contact with her.
That is true. So let's make a treaty of sorts. We can remain in contact. If I find out anything that I think pertains to you, I will let you know. However, we cannot take you with us.
She's like, well, I can't leave the city anyway. I mean, I still have my show to do.
Exactly.
And Elizabeth says, I think Philippe would want to meet her.
Well, there's only two ways that can happen.
I can make it happen the same way you talked to him earlier.
Do we... excuse me, Venus, I just need to talk to my colleague for a moment. Please excuse me. And I take Elizabeth aside. Mortal.
Is she, though?
I don't know what she is, but until I have proof that she's not mortal, I'm treating her as mortal.
But she's so wonderful.
I'm sure you believe that, but we are not doing any blood rituals in the presence of a mortal.
All right, fine, but we should talk to Philippe when we get back.
We will absolutely talk to Philippe, because one of two things is going to happen. Either Philippe is going to have to come here, or we're going to have to get her to Philippe.
Agreed.
Um, so I will turn back to the rest of the room. Venus, I know you said you can't leave the city, but what if could you leave for like a day or two, or is leaving the city at all completely out?
Depending on the days, because my show isn't nightly. I do have a couple of days a week off.
Okay, that is good to know. We may know someone who might be able to help you. But if he is going to help you, he's going to want to meet you in person.
That makes sense.
Right. There's a teeny tiny snag. He's in Montreal. And I haven't spoken to him yet. He may be willing to travel. But there is a chance that he will not be willing to travel. So knowing that travel is not entirely out of the question for you is helpful.
Excellent. I look forward to anything that I can get, because you don't understand what happened.
We're trying to.
Could you tell us what happened?
I was tied to that chair when I woke up.
Mm-hmm.
I had been going to my apartment. I got hit on the head, and I woke up tied to that chair. And he put that glowing instrument on my hand, that glowing ball, and it opened up and it crawled into me. And from that moment, I was something else.
That's what I was afraid of.
That is exactly what I was afraid of.
I wasn't just something else, though. I was not I left my body. I was crawling around that place. Except I wasn't me. And I was eating people from the inside.
Right. That tracks.
And then I heard Mr. Garland. He told me to choose one of the empty shells to be my new body.
Mm-hmm.
And I could choose my own if I wanted. And I chose my own. And I came back. And I haven't been able to leave my body since then. But I felt this hunger.
That is very interesting. Nate is just frantically taking notes. Scribble, scribble.
And I hear the authorities were calling it the Hollow Plague. And Rudy told me to just let it happen like that.
I was worried that it was some sort of symbiote or some sort of parasite, and it seems that I was right.
It certainly does.
Which means those hollowed bodies weren't dead.
Mm-hmm.
They were just in a coma, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Which worries me deeply.
I think it worries us all deeply.
It would be easier if they had died.
That's terrifying.
Mm-hmm. It is sad and dark, but it is true.
You are extremely lucky, Venus. Your fate could have been so much worse.
I don't even know what my fate is yet.
Well, you're still with us.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what happens, I might wish I was one of them. What do you need from me?
Is there, excuse me, anything else that you remember?
No. Because when I came out, they were cleaning up the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. Garland told me to let them do what they were going to do. Let them think what they were going to think.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he had to find the other 7 hosts. I'm assuming I'm the first host that he was talking about.
That is my assumption as well. Okay. And I pull out a business card. Here is my number.
And she does the same.
On the back of my business card, I write Dawn's number as well.
Okay.
If you remember anything, or Mr. Garland contacts you again, call me.
All
If you
right.
can't get hold of me, call Dawn. She is my personal assistant, and she will get your message to me.
And she's like, thank you so much. I graded you the way I did because Mr. Garland was controlling me. It's not who I am. It's not what I want.
Oh, much like you controlled us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of that, and she waves her hand and everything just snaps away.
Diane stands up.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot I was still holding that.
That's okay. We will forget that happened. We will overlook it, but let's try and not have that happen again.
It's not really who I am.
Okay. I'm generally not that bitchy either, so
I thank you for understanding and letting bygones be bygones.
well,
Diane is not amused.
I can overlook many things in the interest of a mutually beneficial relationship.
Hopefully I can help you solve your problem and you can help me solve mine.
That
'Cause-
would be the ideal outcome.
Because I feel like they're the same problem.
Can you lead us to him?
I don't have that ability.
Yeah.
He told me that he might contact me and he might not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you'll let us know if he contacts you, right?
Yes. And I'll let you know if I can remember anything else that he told me. Because I'm pretty sure I remember everything that happened. But we did chat and I'm kind of blanking right now. Because it's been a night.
It certainly has. I don't suppose the station holds records of your shows.
Ooh, good call.
Oh, yeah. I can have them forward. You just want, this past episode?
Yeah, that's really all we need, I think. It was just this past episode where you spoke to Mr. Garland.
Right. Before that was 2 days off while I was recovering.
Right. Then yes, if we could have the recording, that would be fantastic.
I will send it to. Can I send it to your phone?
My email address is on the card.
That works. I will leave instructions for the tech crew when they come in the morning.
I appreciate that. Is there anything else that we need to discuss?
Not that I know of. I'm shook.
I can see that. Go home and drink some sugar water. Diane?
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just might do that. Just like care to. If you're leaving the building, I am too. So I can escort you to the exit if you want.
That sounds fine.
And she does. And
Doo-doo-doo.
the group of you get to the outside of the building, and she starts making her way to where she is parked.
Stay safe out there.
And you all do that too.
Okay.
Now what?
Hmm?
Now what?
Now we return to the plane, I assume.
Yep, you've still got a few hours before dawn.
Unless either of you have anything else that you would like to do in the city.
I think we should reconvene at the plane and figure out what next steps are.
I think that is very wise. So, am I driving?
Absolutely.
Okay. And off we go.
All right, you have arrived without incident to the hangar.
Woohoo!
And you are safely the lift is raising Kasara into the bay of the plane.
Excellent.
So it is on you.
Right. So that was a very interesting dead end.
So
Not
Elizabeth
that
is
dead.
like, that was a dead end? We got exactly what we wanted. We wanted contact with the thing, and we got it.
But we did not get information.
Are you sure about that?
We did
Other
get
than-
Well, not yet.
other than that, it is a parasite of sorts.
And
but
that
we
it has
kind
to-
of already knew that.
touch the host for it to unlock.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean that Rudy has to go find the specific 7 people that have to touch?
That's what I was getting from it.
People of power,
Mm-hmm.
people of influence.
So we need to find the hit list. How the hell do we do that?
We don't know his plan. We don't know what he wants, who he is.
That's what I'm saying. We've got very little to be working with here. I'm holding out some hope that we can glean something from the recording, but we're not going to get that recording tonight. And even if we do get it, it's going to take me some time to pass it.
Yeah.
Do we want to fill in Philippe on the situation?
Mm.
Do we? Has anything changed since last we spoke?
We made contact. I guess I could just send him a text saying made contact.
I mean, does it need to be a call? Can it not be an email?
Can it not be an email?
Well, I just said text.
Yes, I'm just... Yes, let's just...
She grabs her phone and types really quickly, and before she hits send, she shows you the message.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, made contact with target, friendly communications established.
That'll do.
That'll do, pig.
Friendly might be a stretch, but it'll do.
She hits
Professional, if nothing else. Yeah.
she hits send.
Excellent.
There is something else, she says. We do have the time for that. It's not related to that case.
Mm-hmm.
I do have the power to read blood. And she turns her head and looks at Pan.
You know what? I'm not going to stop you. But you got to deal with him.
Keep him in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, it's not, tearing him apart. It is taking some blood and tasting it. And learning what I can.
Mm-hmm. Well, how does Pan feel about this?
Well, that is why I'm asking you guys and not Pan. Is it something that he is getting an option in?
There is this thing called consent.
Just because he's a minor doesn't mean he doesn't have rights.
It's not 1521. So, yeah, common courtesy would say, yeah, he gets a say in this.
Sorry, finding the page in the book.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Raven.
When horror movies just aren't visceral enough for you.
Hi, Spence.
Because I seem to recall earlier in the evening, you were all for putting the cuffs on the kid.
I was all for keeping an eye on him.
Keeping an eye does not mean doing something against his will.
Exactly. There is a major difference.
She turns her head to him and says, "Well, kid, looks like they're giving you a say in this. What do you say?" And his eyes go wide, and he's like, "What can you find out?
Everything.
Hold on, let me finish reading. Can tell how powerful you are, your clan, your sire. Certain other things.
I mean, if it'll put you at ease, she can do it on me first.
It does, I believe, cause... Oh, it doesn't say whether it causes a hunger check in the person who... Oh, just dabs blood on their tongue, so it's just a 1 point or 1 drop thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yeah, I could. Let's see. Dice rolls. Let's get in the right thing. All right. First things first. She needs a little puncture.
Mm-hmm. I hold out my hand.
Do you want to puncture your own hand, wrist, whatever?
Yeah, sure. Chomp.
And first things first is she's going to roll hunger.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe she's at 2.
Yes.
Spasm.
Not exactly sure how this roll is going to work. So I'm going to say she's going to roll 5 dice, and if she gets more than 2 successes, then she doesn't feel the need to drink.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not counting crits, but it is 2 successes.
Woohoo!
Okay. So she takes a taste, and now she needs resolve plus blood sorcery. 3 and 3. That's 6. Oh wait, no, she's only at 1 hunger because she has her cooler. So that was an even easier roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. H.
Aw, little guinea pigs.
Everyone loud does not have food for you.
All right.
Guinea pig break.
Now, so she's tasted the blood, and she just like focuses for a moment. The things she will learn,
Mm-hmm.
and just answer the questions as if she's reading them.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever committed diablerie?
No.
And she says that you never committed diablerie. What is your generation?
11.
She says that. And who is your sire?
Evelyn Paget.
And she relates that, and then she just comes out of her trance. She's like, "That is what I can do." Pana's like, I don't know who my sire is. This could be what I've been looking for. And he just walks over to her and holds out his wrist. So she's going to do another hunger check. with Pan's blood. Holy shit, she's got some supreme resolve with his blood. Okay, so
It's still so fresh.
one success. Ooh. Well, she is, because Pan wanted to know sire, that's her first go, and she only got one success, so she only gets one answer. And she goes in to look for his sire, and she goes cold. She takes a few steps back and gasps. How? How is this possible?
You want to pass on some info there?
Would you like to share with the class?
He doesn't have a sire.
Bullshit.
Wait, what? Even I know that's not how this works.
According to the blood sorcery, he doesn't have a sire. That's not how this works.
What generation is he?
I would have to cast the spell again. He holds out his wrist. He's like, do it.
I have to say, this is better than the morning soap operas.
Okay, it's better this time. Okay. Let's get Pan out. She's like, okay, so, and she shakes her head. She's trying to figure it out because things are not making sense to her at all. Your generation is like fluctuating between 12 and 11. I don't get that.
He is a host.
A host for what?
Entities of some kind. Apparently kindred.
Apollo?
Apollo.
Yeah.
Am I reading Apollo in here?
It's possible.
I don't know.
We don't even know who he really is.
And when I'm the Diablerie question, it's getting yes and no. It's getting both answers.
Yeah, that sounds like multiple beings within one.
And she's just like, I've got a splitting headache now. I'm going to go to bed.
I'm not surprised. Go and take care of yourself. Pan, you might want to stick around.
It's like, okay, I'm not going anywhere. I'm
Okay.
super confused.
We're all super confused.
He might be a link. He might be a link to Garland. And Garland's what sort of entities he's having enter these hosts.
How do we check for that? Pan says.
Man, if I knew. I'm yeah. Look, until I get this prayer book deciphered,
We're not going to know much.
we're really not going to know much.
Let's see. What are your successes on that prayer book?
I will tell you in half a second, but I think I still need 30 something. a sec. Just got to open the document because I apparently forgot to do that. Yeah, I still need 37 successes to...
So you're at 13.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So the choice is up to the group. Are you turning in for the night? Is there anything else you want to do tonight?
Diane is probably going to lay down for sleep, but she's mostly mulling over and repenting for her feeding that went awry.
Mm-hmm.
That makes absolute sense. Also makes sense that she's been holding it in and won't let it out until she's alone.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So on brand. She's so Dean Winchester.
I have not fed tonight.
All right. Yeah, there is time for that.
So I would like to take a point from Dawn.
When was the last night you took a point from Dawn? You took 2 points from Dawn. Last time. And that was only like a day or two ago.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, scratch that. It feels like a really long time ago.
It was not a long time ago.
Steal from what?
Steal from Elizabeth's stash.
Gross.
I don't think she could even hold that. I don't think Nate could even hold that down.
I know, right?
No chance.
So, I mean, you could send Dawn to the hospital or hunt.
That seems like a lot of effort. Yeah, I can do nothing else. I can't study again, so I've got nothing else.
Go to bed early, Grandpa.
Yep. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn!
All right. And Rave, how about you?
Rave is gonna take care of the cow that's and Hans and then go to bed.
Mhm.
All right.
It's been a weird couple of days.
It does.
And you don't hear anything coming from Echo's room, so maybe she's asleep?
Question mark?
Hunting in this economy? I'd rather order out.
Mm-hmm. Well, frankly, the less I have to do with that particular Malkavian, the better.
Which one?
The one that is
Echo.
potentially in her room.
All right. So, you all eventually retire to your room, some earlier than others. And dawn comes. Well, not that dawn. The sun rises. The morning comes, and it pulls you into blissful undeath. You are dead to the world. You are dead to yourselves. You are just corpses. And then the dreaded Daystar leaves the sky. And
shake a fist at the Daystar.
Life comes back to you. And now we need new hunger checks.
New hunger checks.
That is a thing. Excuse me.
So, let's
That was
see.
out of character, by the way.
Rave does not get any hungrier today. Nate also does not get any hungrier.
I gotta remember how much I have. Okay, one.
Roll for Elizabeth. Elizabeth doesn't get any hungrier.
Woohoo!
How's Pan doing?
Diane gets hungrier. Pan does not. I think Pan is also at 2.
Yes, I believe so.
Now Diane is at 2.
Boop. 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 There we go.
And is Nate, what is Nate at 2?
Yes, Nate is at 2.
All right. And I believe Rave is fine at 1, right?
Yep, I'm at 1.
The 2 that have easy access to food on hand on the plane don't have any hunger issues at all. Because, life's like that. Okay. So, Elizabeth comes to you, Nate,
Mm-hmm.
and is like, okay, so what is our plan? Are we going back? Are we staying here?
At this point, my guess is as good as yours. I need input from the others.
I think we should also get input from Philippe.
That is fair.
Do you want to do that first? Find out what he thinks?
Sure, why not?
And she she sends a text to Philippe to say mirror communication, just so that he knows to go to a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And then she does a little cut on her arm and spreads it across the mirror, and the surface of the mirror bubbles up and glows, and then Philippe is looking at you face to face. All right. Nate, what is the current situation?
The current situation is that Mr. Garland, shall we say host 0, has escaped us, but we have made contact significantly, or not significantly, sufficiently is the word I was looking for, sufficiently friendly contact with host 1.
Does host 1 have a name?
Host 1 is Venus Dupree,
The radio host.
the radio host.
Interesting.
Is it not?
So she's not human anymore?
It would seem not. And she has asked for our assistance in learning more about what is going on with her.
Which we were going to do anyway.
Exactly. It seemed to be a mutually beneficial kind of thing.
And she's willing to help with this?
She's willing to help with this.
Fabulous.
She is even willing to travel to Montreal to meet with you.
Double fabulous.
If that is something that would be needed.
At this point, I don't think it's necessary. I mean, I can see what she looks like, and I could have a conversation with her, just because I can look her up online.
Indeed.
So I don't need to actually see her face to contact her because, it is 2021.
That is fair. I just thought, in case it became necessary, that it would be good information to have.
And since she's not human anymore, I wouldn't be opposed to mirror communication with her. I mean, she's already way past masquerade now.
Elizabeth did suggest that yesterday while we were at the studio with her, but as I was not entirely sure of her status, I thought it prudent to contact you first.
So we have several options here. We could have you stick around and run some tests on her.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could have you come back and research here. The research, as far as what you've told me, the research that needs to be done is in that journal, and you can do that anywhere.
That is true.
And from what I understand, you've got, your assistant Dawn there.
I do.
And Elizabeth, and they're good with the magic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not Dawn doesn't know magic, but you know what I mean.
Dawn knows a little magic.
Oh yes, you did ghoul her, didn't you?
Sorcerer.
Which is, normal run-of-the-mill stuff for us. Anyway, the big question is, how pressing is your TV show?
Well, they can hardly start without me.
Yeah, you're kind of the bride.
Kind of am.
Oh, room.
Without the star.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I wouldn't be opposed to them starting without me. Quite frankly, I'm ready to find a replacement host and retire, but needs must.
I don't know. You are the face of the show.
I am.
Sigh.
But, sigh. My public awaits.
I'll tell you what, I will talk to Jeremy on your behalf and fill him in on the basics, and he can decide whether he needs to, whether he needs you back right away or if you can stay. And I'll get back to you by the end of the evening.
All right, that is much appreciated.
In the meantime, enjoy the evening. I know you want to get into that research because you are so much like me.
Indeed.
If there is a juicy bit of mystery to uncover, those fangs are right in it.
Absolutely.
So I am going to wish you luck, and maybe at some point you'll introduce me to your other two friends. And he levels his gaze at you. And he's like, I know about the others.
I figured you did. I was going to bring it up, just so you know.
Frankly, I am offended that you didn't think that I could accept working with anarchs. You remember that I'm Tremere more than I am Camarilla.
That is fair and something that I had not considered. My sincerest and most humble apologies.
So as long as they are on the same page as you, I welcome their assistance.
I think our goals are aligned, yes.
Perfect. Well, then welcome them to the team.
Awesome. I'll pass on your message.
And he's like, enjoy the rest of the evening and have a great time in the books.
Damn Canadians.
Huh?
Damn Canadians. Enjoy your evening.
You're so polite.
And he bows his head, and Elizabeth breaks the contact.
Well,
The others.
that could have gone worse. And I legitimately was about to be like, just so you know, I have some additional assistance. But, oh well.
And Elizabeth just looks at you, and you can see it on her face
Mm-hmm.
that she spilled the beans.
Mm-hmm.
Because she is a toddler when it comes to holding back her expressions.
Mm-hmm. Fucking teacher's pet.
Well, he's my sire.
Mm-hmm. You got a little
Mhm.
schmitz on your nose there.
Fine. But she does giggle at that.
It's
Diane.
okay. I totally would have done the same thing.
Diane comes out of her room, ready to smoke her evening cigarette, and nods to Nate and Elizabeth.
So, Philippe knows about you.
Is that a good thing?
Well, he's given his okay for us to work together, so...
Which means he wants to recruit us.
Eh.
I'm laughing
He is
because
Tremere.
I'm laughing because Philippe is so Tremere and not on cam that's just hasn't crossed his head. However, it's so on brand for Diane's thinking that she would think that.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Paranoia Central.
Uh-huh. You can say that, Rave.
Like she was just walking in the background and then she heard that part and she's like, oh, nope, I'm going to whistle and walk this way. Pretend I didn't hear that.
At that moment, you do notice that there is a note on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Looks at said note.
It says, friends, my prince needs her handheld, and I have had to head to the Twin Cities for a little bit. Are you sawing something?
No. Sorry. Why is that so funny?
Um,
I am.
and it says, please keep me appraised of where to meet back with you when I've finished changing her diapers.
Who's
Signed,
it from?
Echo.
Echo. Oh.
Freaking Malkavians.
My, how responsible.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
We're so tired. We're all slap happy at this point.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we are out the other side of tired.
So let's just do this evening. What is the plan?
Oh my God, is there a plan? Well, we have Nate should be looking at his email for the show.
I am on my phone at the moment checking my emails.
Excellent.
But Philippe said that would come near the end of the evening.
The audio from
Oh,
Venus?
that audio. Oh, yeah, that is on your phone. That is in your email.
Okay.
Hooray! Let's all listen to the show.
So, knowing that the audio is there, I will forward it to Dawn so that she can play it on her laptop.
All
Okay.
right. And Dawn just she actually sits on the floor because it's like a coffee table that's in between the seating, and she sits on the floor with her laptop on the table, on the coffee table, and she opens it up and she plays it, and I'm gonna say, Diane, roll a willpower check.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting.
So no hunger, just willpower.
Willpower.
And remember, you have the aggravated damage, so it's under. You have what's left.
Oh. Where's my notes? 2. I still have the 2 willpower damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do I gain back willpower?
You have to act according to your like convictions.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Let me open that sheet. Your sheet.
So that's what, 2 dice I get?
Let's see your willpower. Now, have you like erased the willpower you had?
Because I failed the thing.
No, I mean, did you erase like the black out of it? Because I'm just looking at it. I'm trying to figure out what your baseline is.
My baseline is 4.
4. So with the 2 aggravated damage, so you would roll 2 dice.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, you are correct.
I have 2 hunger. Hooray, 2 successes.
So I said you didn't need to roll hunger, but in this case, it really didn't matter.
Well, they're dice, yeah.
Yep, they're dice, and they came up successes. So that is all that matters at this moment. So you managed to keep your yourself from just walking out of the room disgusted.
Okay.
Because this show is just 100% human bullshit.
Oh, great.
And while there is a little bit of, this Mr. Garland saved my life and he's a hero and he helped with advice during the show, but it was all love advice to
Gross.
people calling in.
Sure.
Blah.
Let's see. I'm going to say, what it would be. Insight plus wits. And this can be for anyone who wants to make the roll. And hunger is involved in this roll.
In which role? For what now?
Insight and wits in just trying to suss out Rudy's personality.
Insight and wits. And we're rolling hunger. One success.
One success. Does anyone else want to make the roll?
Yep.
One success for Nate? Yes or no for Rave?
Or is she just enamored with her dog?
What? I have 0 insight. I only have wits, so I'll attempt it.
Me too. I ran straight wits.
So it's
one success. So you're all basically getting the same thing out of this. One thing that you notice, just a small thing, is that he keeps turning the conversation back to Christmas. Like, almost like it's a fixation.
Diane takes out her phone and brings up her notes app and makes note of that.
Yep. Nate is also making notes.
We're going to have to figure this out with our wits. Group collectively sighs. Fuck.
My wits are fine. Just I have high hunger at the moment.
Yeah.
That's what's fucking with me.
He's got a Santa Claus fetish.
Well, make note that he and his family went to the lodge every year. This is something that you learn from Genevieve, that their family were regulars there from before their son was even born.
Right.
And it was yearly Christmas tradition.
That doesn't explain why he's obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, but it is a clue.
but also that the
There's
ornaments are the source of the light, so that adds to the obsession.
There's also like a little blue paw print on it. Okay, nobody.
Oh, clue. Yeah. Clues.
I'm sorry, I never watched that show for obvious reasons.
I also never watched that show for obvious reasons. So
I worked in childcare forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was not a thing here. So
This was birthday cake.
I was going to say something along the lines of, do we know if Venus ever went to Hawkminster for Christmas? But
You could call her.
But if she had, and the garlands have been going every year for forever, then Venus and Garland would know each other, which it doesn't sound like they did.
That is one thing that you didn't ask her, whether they know each other beforehand. Do you want to like make a list of stuff that you're thinking of to maybe?
I'm making notes.
So obsessed with Christmas and harboring some kind of parasite symbiote thing. Because Venus still has her consciousness. So I suspect it is a symbiote. Which implies a lot regarding the lodge and what happened with all those people.
Yep.
Was that they were just empty husks waiting for hosts.
That is a thing.
Now that you have that information, research?
Research.
Research is definitely a thing.
I wanna know.
However, Diane, do
Yes?
you need to contact your Baron at all tonight?
Do I?
I'm asking because time differences.
I do not need to contact my Baron at this juncture, no.
Okay, excellent. Then we will proceed with the research.
Yes, because, and for those watching, we realize that with the Baron being in South Africa, that the time difference means that only like the first 5 hours of the night are going to be when he's accessible to the team.
Otherwise, I'm going to get a hold of his ghoul.
All right. So, is it a roll for? Are you going to do an evening roll?
I am going to do my evening roll.
I want to help. I want to help.
Diane wants to help.
So do Elizabeth and Dawn.
Okay, so that's 3 extra.
It helps having occult people around to share the burden.
Yeah, it does.
Especially conspiracy theorists.
Yep. Sorry, I'm just doing maths quickly. Because that's a thing. Okay. Now I've got to be on the right page to do this, which is not in private messages.
Not in private messages.
Yeah, it's not going to do much help.
8 successes.
Bringing you up to a total of what?
I don't know. I'll tell you in a second.
21? Question mark?
Sorry, I'll tell you in half a second.
Roger.
Yes, 21. So I have 29 remaining.
All right, because the first threshold for actual good info is at 25.
Mhm.
But you are noticing that from what you're getting, the constructions, the linguistic constructions, are similar to Aramaic, but
Mhm.
it's though the vocab is just fuck all different.
Very interesting.
I would like to share with Nate that
Mhm.
the ornaments had Arabic on them.
That is good information, and I appreciate you sharing that information. You speak Arabic.
I do.
Okay.
Now
That is good to know.
the box and the ornaments had the Arabic on the outside
Correct.
and the other language on the inside.
Correct.
Well, the ornaments had the other language on the inside. So I'm going to say intelligence plus investigation roll.
Who?
The two of you.
Both of us. Oh.
Interesting. Intelligence
Actually,
plus?
you know what? Which one? Say what your totals are for intelligence plus investigation, and we'll do one roll, and we will have the others assist.
I have a 7.
I also have a 7. No, yes, 7.
Okay, so one of you will take the roll, and you will get not only an extra die from the other person, but one from Elizabeth, one from Dawn, and one from Rave.
Why don't you take this one, Nate?
Okay.
So 7 plus 4, so it's 11 dice. Switching to with hunger.
Ooh.
Oh, so it's the same thing that.
Yep. 4 successes.
4 successes. I think that is good enough. What you're gathering from the Arabic being on the outside, you have a strong suspicion, and you're coming to this as a group, that the Arabic is for show.
Right.
And you remember that Kasima and Jonathan, the guests that donated the ornaments, picked them up in Morocco.
Right.
Right. Still, it's good information to have.
Yeah, and because the Arabic that you read on the box and the outside of the ornaments was all like hippy dippy love shit.
Right.
So this language that's on the inside of the ornaments is similar enough to Aramaic in construction that I can recognize it as a recognizable construction.
Yes.
But the vocab is bullshit.
Which means that you're getting closer. You feel like you're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Because Aramaic is one of the many languages that
Exactly.
I have knowledge of.
There is still some time left in the evening if people want to try and get food or check out the obelisk stuff or go to bed or
Check out the obelisk stuff.
you have all the shards in a tote.
We do. That is true.
Do we
I
want to
will
try
in-
to reassemble the thing?
or inspect it.
I'll assist you if you want to inspect it.
I do.
All right. So it's a green tote, and inside are the black shards of obelisk.
Great.
And the same thing happens when you get near them that happened last time, as you can feel them tingling.
Mm-hmm.
And as Nate gets near them, roughly a quarter of them glow a bright purple. And roughly another quarter, not the same quarter, actually it's less than a quarter for a specific reason, glow a faint purple for Diane.
I would like to use Oblivion Sight on the whole thing.
All right.
Which, of course, I didn't write the page number down because I got it off of the wiki. But now we have a book.
But now
No.
we have a book.
Oh, the book's across the room. I wasn't expecting to use that book.
Aha.
You should always expect to use that book.
Always expect the unexpected. Gosh.
Even
And
if
the
it
Spanish
is,
Inquisition.
I was going to say, even if it is the Spanish Inquisition. All right, I'll be right back.
So,
Okay. I have not
glowing
reached.
purple.
Yes.
Purple.
Gotta say, not my favorite color.
Not mine either.
Raven.
Yeah!
Where are you? There is no index in this book.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Oh no.
Why would you do that?
I have no idea.
Oh. I would like to state that while you guys are doing this, Rave's gonna go, like, I don't know, take care of inventory of, like, her stuff to see if she needs anything for Hans or the cow.
Oh
Because-
yeah, dogs need food.
Yeah, and Rave might,
Would you like some beef jerky, puppy?
like, Rave might need to make a trip to a pet store. And maybe we'll
Mhm.
acquire a proper seat cover for Nate's car so that Nate doesn't have to make makeshift seat covers anymore for the dog.
That would be cool.
Where the hell are the Oblivion things?
Oblivion.
You know what?
Mhm.
You know what? I'm irritated because I know exactly what's going on here. They combined a lot of powers between classes.
Oh.
Like, for instance, blood sorcery is both the Tremere powers and the Asimite powers put
Right.
together.
Right.
Oblivion is La Sombra and Hecata, and they've already released the La Sombra book. So I'm guessing the Oblivion powers are in Chicago by Night.
Boo.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's irritating.
So now you need a third book?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I lied. 203.
Yay.
Writes
Okay,
your
I'm gonna-
own index.
I'm gonna write
Mhm.
that on my character sheet. I like writing the page number of
Yes.
whatever ability on the character sheet.
That's very smart, actually.
203, you said?
Yes. Also, the Hikata compulsion is kind of funny. When they get into their compulsion hits, they get super morbid.
Yeah.
All
Jor.
really?
I think we should just go with Raven's idea that we're being sexted.
By whom?
I don't know.
Judy.
Blech.
That is weird. That is no longer a power.
Okay. Then, what's the level 1 stuff?
Wait, what is this one?
Yeah, I'm on the White Wolf fandom wiki. It says Oblivion site Chicago by Night 5th edition, page 293.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Damn them.
Mm-hmm. They want your money.
They wants the money.
They want the money.
So, either way, that was a lot of to do for something I already know the answer to.
House
Um,
ruler.
No, because the shadow stuff. See, when you look at the shards,
Yeah.
they just go clear
Oh.
because the shadows, the what's it called? I'll just say shadow shit because I'm too tired to remember vocabulary. And I am going to pick the wrong word again and cause everyone to think we're talking about werewolves again.
Oh, yeah. Oblivion as opposed to the Umbra.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then my brain just went to ombre. So it's when you
Mhm.
look at it, it's black fading into purple.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Ooh,
goodness.
trippy.
So
No.
it's Sako's hair.
It's Sako's hair. Yeah.
Anyway, so the shadows, most of them that were inside were part of the spell that took you back by 48 hours, and that was used up. So what's left of the shadow, which is inside the glass,
Mm-hmm.
is just goes see-through. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing there but shadow. It because well, I won't say this unless you try something else.
Dot, dot, dot.
I've also got Auspex.
What do you intend to do with the pieces at the moment?
Inspect them, of course.
But inspect them how?
Do pieces fit together? Do they...
So, assembling.
Not necessarily assembling, just like in small chunks.
Just puzzling out.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like just seeing if they will. Are you going to utilize the glows?
Is there a utilization for said glow?
I won't give the answer specifically. I'll tell you to roll for it. Because it's not used very often, how about some academics and intelligence?
Okay.
Do you need an assist on that?
Never hurts.
Then you have an assist.
Thank you.
Plus, the other two are right there helping
Oh,
because Dawn and Elizabeth have nothing better to do.
great. 4 successes.
Excellent. So you're basically thinking that maybe you should separate out the glowing ones because maybe they go together.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
working with Nate to see which ones glow for him and which ones glow for me and why it seems to be picky and
Mm-hmm.
stupid subjective, objective, blah, blah.
All right, so you get the ones that are glowing separated out, and as I said when it was broken, these aren't like itty bitty pieces. They're more like
Big chunk.
full shards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you, Diane, uh, touch the ones that glow for Nate,
Mm-hmm.
and you try and put them together, they just sit there.
Mm-hmm.
When Nate touches the ones that glow for him, they fuse together.
Well, that's freaking weird. I assume that the ones that glow for Diane react similarly.
Exactly the same way.
Interesting. Do the pieces glow for anyone else?
No.
Yeah, they don't glow for Rave, right?
They don't glow for Rave, but Rave does feel like just a buzzing, which Elizabeth and Dawn do not feel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also Rave is done looking around and has a list of what she needs, by the way. She's returned.
And Pan doesn't see anything?
Mm-mm. Pan is sitting and watching, and he is more fascinated. He's like, this is kind of cool.
Rave brings up the buzzing.
And
Buzzing, huh?
it's not like a sound buzzing, it's like a feeling.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing that Diane and Nate are also both feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
A little stronger in Diane and a lot stronger in Nate.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, conveys that.
That's weird.
Are you going to complete the pieces you can complete?
I mean,
only in chunks. We're
Yeah.
not going to make the whole thing whole again.
no. You put your pieces together, I'll put my pieces together. And then we just need to be able to get like a spatial reckoning of it.
Yeah.
We don't actually need it to be whole.
Not yet.
No. So we're going to complete our separate chunks of it.
And you do that. And they form into complete sides. They're like tablets.
Interesting.
And once the last piece is fused, Nate, you see that same glowing, almost lettering that was shifting. It was the same stuff that was on that obelisk before when it was whole. But
The stuff that was giving me a headache.
yeah, it's shifting and changing. It's giving you a headache because it won't fucking sit still.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fun.
But it is back intact. However, on Diane's, it goes back together, but it is still pretty much inert. The glow is still there, but nothing more.
Mm.
That's really weird.
And you have a tub full of the other two sides.
Yes. Okay, so this is a time machine of sorts that uses obtenebration.
Mm-hmm.
Oblivion, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
This could be very useful, provided we get it close enough to Garland to make use of it.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also the cap of the obelisk,
Mm-hmm.
which, as pointed out when you were picking up the pieces, it stayed intact,
Mm-hmm.
and that is what the machinery was attached to,
Right.
the mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And Diane, I'll have you make, because you already made the roll for the main bulk of the mechanics to understand that that was a beacon.
Mm-hmm.
But there are 4 like tendrils with discs on the end that you don't recognize. And on the back of the 2 tablets that have been put together, there are basically impressions that looks like that's what they were fitting into.
Okay.
So I will allow you to do intelligence plus tech.
Okay.
If you want to do that roll. It is not old tech.
Are people helping me with it?
I am.
Only
I'm allowed
people
to.
who have
Technology.
tech as a thing.
Uh,
And let me see.
No, I don't. I thought I did, but I don't.
Elizabeth does have a point in it.
Mm-hmm.
Pan has 3 points in. Okay. You want Pan's help?
Yeah.
Has Pan been holding out on us?
Well, I mean, Pan is 12 years old and he's got a handheld in his hands at all times.
Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm.
That's 7 successes.
Okay. So these things you haven't seen before, and none of you have seen before, but you're pretty much assuming that it looks like it's almost like a plug, and it would draw power from the tablets. And
The
it's
tablets
one,
are an energy source,
yes,
and it powers the machine, which acts as a beacon.
right. So whatever energy sources are in the tablets, it was using all 4 of them to send out the beacon.
Right. A beacon to what or whom?
Mm-hmm.
From what Apollo told you, the beacon was to you.
Oh.
It was to bring you there.
Okay.
Yeah, but we still don't know what Apollo's game is.
You don't.
We don't know what anyone's game
Apollo?
is.
Hmm?
Can we talk to Apollo?
Is that a thing we can do?
He told you when he took over Pan's body, that it hurt Pan a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like it caused damage to him. And after that, Pan was super hungry and had to drain somebody. Well, he didn't drain them, but it was enough to
Incapacitate them.
let's just say that that little trip that Pan and Echo took to the racist couple's room,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Echo wasn't the only one who fucked someone up.
Right.
Enough for the thing that's in Rudy's body to consider them easy pickings.
Mm-hmm.
Grail-shaped beacon.
Well, can Pan talk to Apollo without Apollo taking over Pan's body?
If Apollo will allow it. And Pan tells you this. He's like, I can see if Apollo's listening, but he's not always there. And you know what? I feel like sometimes he's purposefully not there.
Mm-hmm.
And he
He's pulling a Dumbledore.
Pan closes his eyes and he's just like, yeah, he's not answering.
Figures.
Yep. So,
And Pan's like,
yeah.
jackass.
Listen, if Dumbledore ever has anything to say to us, like, pass it on, because at this point, the fuck are we even doing?
At this point, the fuck are we even doing?
Yeah.
What you are doing is seeing that there is a call from Jeremy.
Oh.
Diane takes a moment to step outside and have a smoke while Nate is having his phone call.
Gonna answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Jim, what's up?
I just got done talking to Philippe, and he says that it would help you out with what you're doing if you could stay in New York for a while. So I was thinking that the two of us could come down there.
Sure.
It's
that would make sense.
Jeremy and number 3, Amanda.
Number 3, huh?
I am tired. I can't remember names.
All them names.
Yeah, he says we could drive down to where you are and start planning the next season there.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, let's do it. Because I don't know when I'm going to get out of New York, and yeah.
Excellent. And with that, little bit of I would say revelation, but it's not. It's more like
More confusion.
more like things coming together a little bit. Worlds coming together. We will call this week complete.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we will do goods, bads, and uglies. But there is one more thing that I want to add to it.
Cool.
And that is something that you would like to happen, that you would like to tackle in next week's game.
Oh,
Okay.
Grumble, grumble.
No, see what that does is that helps me write next week's game.
No, we understand.
All right, Cat.
Well, now I have to think. Hold on. My brain is not agreeing today.
Should we move to somebody else?
Yeah.
Here, I'll start.
Okay.
Goods. It was good to kind of like role play her personality a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
And she got to do things that she was really good at and got to do things she was really bad at. And that is like quintessential collaborative storytelling for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say there are any bads other than like we're really like dipping deep in the well for clues. It's slowly happening, but it's slow going, right? My ugly is gonna go to Nate.
Oh, thank you.
For calling Venus on her bullshit. And still being suspicious even though she had Majesty on.
Mm-hmm.
And then for next week, geez, let's see. What's the first thing I want to do next week? Other than the book and take a look at the book myself.
Mm-hmm.
But try and match up the obelisk to the ornaments. See if the text is the same.
Mm-hmm.
See how many links we can put together before we go hunting for Rudy. And hopefully we'll hear from Venus Dupree regarding bumping into Rudy for some reason or another.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a lot to hope for. It would be fun if we actually like had like a 15-minute video or audio or whatever for the show that reveals like the clues and stuff like that. That'd be fun. But we already listened to the radio show, so it's all a moot point.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents.
The audio or video to which to Venus's show?
Yeah.
Huh. That might be outside my abilities, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, like Sako said, that's kind of moot point now because
It's moot point now,
we've already listened to the show and passed it. So,
mm-hmm.
And that was quite a curveball that I threw you. So,
Oh, just wanting the
wanting the audio.
The audio. It was, but it's as soon as you said it, it made perfect sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like out of left field. It's like, oh, I should have thought of that.
Yeah, collaborative storytelling at its best.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How much can we derail the storyteller?
Yeah.
Or re-rail the storyteller.
Derail.
Bugger.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Uh-oh.
leg crab.
Okay. All right, Nate, your turn.
Goods for a group of players as low energy as we all said we were coming in I think we actually had a fairly high energy game.
I agree. That went better than expected.
I'd also like to give a little nod to Jayce for kind of carrying over Venus Dupree's attitude and a little bit of her accent as well. That didn't go on unnoticed.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Bads. It would be better if Jinne and Dahlia could have been here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Life has to come first.
Mm-hmm.
But they were very much missed. And I'm going to give my XP to Diane for all the assistance with the research.
Hooray.
All right, and for next week.
Oh, I've got to do that as well. For next week, I would just really like to find out what the hell Apollo's game is, because it feels to me like he's the one calling the shots. And I don't like that the roadmap that I'm using seems to be for a different country.
Yeah. You chuckle, but yeah, it feels very much like that.
So I would like to figure out what exactly the deal is with Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It seems like a major play, but Apollo is in a certain place where he wants to spill the beans, but refuses to do so.
Yeah.
I've written that down.
It's like we're being asked to play a poker game, but we're playing with Uno cards.
Yeah.
That's a hard game of poker.
Yep.
Got any twos?
Go fish. Now there's a mixed metaphor.
That's a little bit how it feels, especially with the obelisk bit of it tonight. That was our go fish moment, I think.
Yep.
Go fish.
The only clue I can give right now is to say long game.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But we need short-term goals as well.
Yeah.
And I will figure out how to give you something.
Excellent.
How about you, Kat?
Goods. Not being under Venus's control anymore, for one. And like listening to the play between Nate and Diane and the trying to work through the obelisk and stuff. Bad's being sleepy and no Jinne or Dahlia. I'm gonna give a point to Nate for the interactions with Venus. And then
thank you.
Next,
yeah, what does Rave want?
Yeah, what does Rave want?
What does Rave want?
Rave, I don't know. She's because I immediately started thinking of like in the previous game when like the thing about like them getting paid, she's like, I could buy so much stuff for Hans.
Yeah.
Like and take care of this dog because he had it like he was so hurt, and so Rave might request a side quest to go to a pet store.
Right.
Honestly, I'd be down for that.
Break into the pet store.
Yeah, let's go raid a pet store.
Leave some money on the counter.
Mhm.
The Gould animals in the adoption center.
You know what? Pan is a 12-year-old boy. He might think that's like the most fun thing ever.
Because I mean, I've got plenty of cash. We don't need to steal the stuff, but we could have a whole side quest that would be super awesome.
And actually bring some levity to the.
Yeah, I'm
Because
liking this.
it's like big mystery after big mystery after big mystery, and really we could use a trip to the pet store.
Time for some comic relief.
Yeah.
All right.
And no, we're not going to give everyone magical herpes.
I should hope
I'm
not.
gonna get a pet gecko.
Was that Ralph?
I'm in danger.
Think
This
we all
smells
are.
like grandma. This tastes like grandma. You're right. This does taste like grandma.
Oh dear.
That was
Okay.
actually from the show.
Yes, I know, but it's steering us back on the course.
Oh yes, and 1 EXP for everyone for the session.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Is there anything else anyone wants to say before we hit the credits?
Don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
Say it off stream.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and we will see you next week.